Last year, I filled this bed and I had no idea what I was doing. I just threw in whatever I could find that was laying around the yard. And it turns out, I actually did something that was really smart. If you're trying to fill a raised bed the way most people tell you that you should, bags of garden soil, bags of compost, maybe even some perlite, I'm telling you, you're looking at anywhere from $100 to $300 for one bed. And that'll add up real quick if you're trying to grow food seriously. But check this out. Try taking a look around your property. And I'm telling you, 90% of what you need to fill this thing probably sitting right there in front of your eyes for free. So that's exactly what we're gonna get into today. But before we start all that fun stuff, you know we gotta make sure the ladies are doing okay. How's it going, ladies? What's up today? Gonna check your food because I'm pretty sure when I was looking last night, we didn't have much. Yeah, so we're gonna add some food to this bad boy real quick. Lady, she's kicking all that around now. That's where the bucket lays, and she's like, oh yeah, there might be some good stuff under there. How about it, girls? I'm gonna go fill your bucket quick. And just in case you're new to the channel or new to chickens and you're curious what I'm feeding them, it's Purina. I buy this online. Go right on Amazon. I'll put a link down in the description if you want to go ahead and check that out. But strictly for laying hens, because that's all we got. All right, there we go. All filled, topped off for you ladies. Hope you enjoy. Hope you're happy. Awesome chickens. All right, see y'all later. Now we can get to the garden. Let's go. This method is called the Hugo Kultur. It's a fancy German word. But all it literally means is you layer organic material. Logs, cardboard, branches, leaves, they all go down into the bottom of your bed. That stuff's all gonna break down really slow over time, and it's gonna feed your plants. And thus, instead of having to buy a whole bunch of bags of soils just to fill your bed, you only need about a couple of inches of the good stuff right at the very top. And that's it. That's pretty much the whole idea. So, let me go ahead and show you exactly how we did our raised bed. So the first thing that goes down is a cardboard. Plain old cardboard. No tape, no glossiness, no ink, none of that. You just want plain, regular, brown cardboard. That's gonna act as your weed blocker. You can also put a little black tarp. I got some garden mesh fabric type stuff that you can find on Amazon. I'll put a link down in the description. Cardboard is gonna start breaking down over time, and the earthworms are gonna go crazy for that. Layer 2, you wanna do logs and branches. And I'm talking like big honking logs. Obviously, they gotta fit into the dimensions of your bed, but actual logs that you use for firewood go straight into the garden bed. And them things are gonna sit in here for years. I'm talking a long, long time. Slowly breaking down, releasing those nutrients, and they hold on to moisture like crazy, which means your plants will stay hydrated longer in between your waterings. Less work for you. And I know if you're new to this, it might sound a little weird burying wood in your garden, but trust the process. I promise. And on top of those logs, you want to do like smaller branches, smaller sticks, and even leaves. Whatever you got laying around your yard, throw it in there. Pack it in. Goal here is to get in as much free organic matter as possible. The more you can get in, the less of the good soil you got to use. And now here's where the loop really starts to kick in. And if you've been around the channel for a while, you know I love the loop. Chicken manure right in here. The chickens, they make it. Compost it into here. We put it into the garden, and that feeds the plants for absolutely free. And honestly, it's better than anything that you'd buy in a bag. And that's the whole system right there, my friend. And last but not least, right on the very top of everything that we already put in here, you should only have to do about 4 to 6 inches of good soil. And that's really the one thing that you might actually spend money on, other than actual building the garden bed yourself, which you can also do for very cheap. We got a video way back on our channel if you want to check that out. I'll put a little link up here. And I'm talking only 1, maybe 2 bags. For me, in my garden bed, it's only a 3 foot by 1 foot. I got away with like half a bag. I bought a big old, big honking bag, and I probably used maybe half of that. Like I said, about 4 inches of actual good soil I had to use in my bed, and we're thriving. And now compare that to having to fill this bed with nothing but actual bag soil. I don't even want to think about it. All right, so real quick, let's talk about why this method is actually better, not just cheaper. You see, when you fill a whole bed with only store-bought soil, it settles, it compresses over time, and the nutrients just deplete. So every season, you're just having to buy more stuff just to put right back on top of it. You see, with this method, the opposite happens. As that wood starts to break down underneath, it expands the organic matter in the bed, and it actually gets richer over time. The moisture retention, it improves every season. And now your plants, they're not just surviving, they're thriving. All right, now let's talk numbers real quick. Cardboard, generally free if you got old boxes laying around. Logs, branches, found them in our yard. Dried up leaves that you gotta rake every season anyways, free. Chicken manure and compost, also free, thanks to our animals. And topsoil for the top layer. 1, maybe 2 bags. Depending on what kind of soil you get, you can spend anywhere from 10 to 50 to $100. Just depends on the kind of soil. Average for a big bag, I spent $50 on mine, if that helps. But I only had to use half the bag. So now you compare that to having to fill this thing with actual bag soil and compost you bought from the store. 100, 150, sometimes more. And the soil won't even perform well long term. I've had this bed for about a year now. I filled it once. So if you got yourself a raised bed, whether you built one or you bought one, now you don't have to blow your budget trying to fill this bad boy. Go check around your yard, find the stuff, layer it up, and let the system take care of the rest. And that's exactly what we're doing out here and the purpose of this channel. Building something real without spending the money that we don't have to be spending. So if this helped you out, hit that sub button, hit that like button, and drop a comment. I want to hear about what free materials you're working with in your garden. If you're new here, well, then welcome to the channel. We're doing this stuff every week. So thank you all for tuning in to the channel. Thank you all for watching another video here on Mundo's Homestead Adventures. I'll see y'all next week. Peace.